Man United are bottling their Champions League campaign. They're currently bottom of the table. And they've just lost 4-3 to Copenhagen away from home. It's a really, really poor result. Obviously, we'll break down all the controversial moments, why maybe United fans will feel aggrieved with the result. But at the end of the day, Man United with 10 men were in a winning position and they've lost the game to Copenhagen, a side that should never really be beaten, Man United, even with 10 men, in my opinion. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. United started off really, really well. You have to commend them. Rasmus Højlund got them leading the game very, very early. Beautiful little finish. It was a beautiful little bit of interplay between Wan-Bissaka. I think it was into Bruno Fernandes, I think. But Wan-Bissaka, at the very least, kind of keeps the ball in play on the right-hand side. A little inverted ball into McTominay, who fires it across to Højlund, who's one of the highest scorers in the Champions League this season. No question, he's had a very, very good campaign in the Champions League, not the Premier League, who's obviously yet to score. He makes it 2-0 very, very soon after, of course. United look like they're in control. I actually don't think Copenhagen had a good first half. And we have to talk about the refereeing decision that's cost Man United on some level. We'll break down the second half. But in the first half, it's absolutely disgusting. The refereeing decision to send Marcus Rashford off. He's trying to protect the ball from a bouncing ball on the edge of his box. He's trying to shield the body. And actually, obviously, we're watching it on the coverage. And it looks like they've sent him off for going down on a player's foot or his ankle to his foot. But actually, it turns out UEFA might have actually sent him off for the arm to get across the body. It's disgusting. The referees enjoy ruining football matches. They enjoy sterilising football. Football is a product that ultimately has to be protected. Referees have to understand intention behind players. They can't just be robots. They have to say, in what context is Rashford, in a game where United are winning, in a crucial game, why would Rashford do that? Okay, sometimes there are irrational moments where players get angry, they elbow someone in the face. It's obviously irrational and things can happen that way. But in the context of a ball bouncing, it's clumsy. It's almost a half moment, a little moment where the ball's bouncing, two players collide. It's never a red card. At worst, give the foul, fine. Give a yellow card, maybe. But don't give him a red. Why? Why ruin the game of football? I think it's absolutely pathetic. And I don't know who is deciding to... Why? Some things need changing in life. Football never needed changing in this way. It's pathetic. Elyounoussi, obviously former Southampton Celtic player, makes it 2-1 to Man United. And the pressure was on. Now, here's my criticism of Man United. I don't think they managed the game very well with the kind of box formation that you have to show when there's a player sent off. I don't think they covered ground very well. Obviously, someone like Eriksen, it isn't someone that you want on the pitch when you're trying to be a defensive unit. He's a bit of a luxury player these days. He doesn't really have the legs to cover big distances. And you felt that Copenhagen found it too easy, far too easy to press United back. I felt United collapsed a little bit too soon, in my opinion. And that was kind of the narrative for the rest of the game, because obviously, you know, Copenhagen make it 2-2. A penalty going their way. I think that's from Harry Maguire. Really, really poor from him, because I think he gave one away early in the first half that could have been given. A little bit clumsy. And it's a shame because, again, referees are trying to use any opportunity to blame defenders. I think that any situation where your hands are like that and it's jumping and it's movement, I think it's really, really unfair. And I've said it from day dot. And actually, United have quite a controversial penalty that gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer almost a job. You know, against PSG, Rashford scored it. How do players jump without raising their arms? You know, and I think handball should really only be given unless you're literally trying to block movement, to try and slow the game down, to try and stop something going on goal. Big moments of handball where it bounces off people's legs. Stuff like that, I think, is really not what football should be about. That's my opinion. And United fans would feel aggrieved about that situation. But Man United get themselves in the second half into a winning position from a penalty in a very similar vein for Copenhagen, and Bruno Fernandes scores it. From that position with, I think, Mason Mount comes on the pitch. You got Amrabat on the pitch as well. From that position United should be holding on, in my opinion. Now, you can take everything that happens before and you can say the bad refereeing decisions and so many other things. And United, I hate United with a passion, but obviously there are massive grievances there for the right reasons for United. For any football fan watching that is a really it's a horror show of a football game where it's gone purely because of refereeing. You want to see 11v11. You don't want to see cheap penalties. You want to see penalties given because of serious cheating, serious foul play. It felt very, very soft both ends. But then United fans would say, well, if you know, we give a penalty away, then they give a penalty away. It's very, very fair in that regard, which is unfortunate that we have to kind of reduce football to, if you get a really bad decision that goes your way, we should get one that goes our way. And that's just not how football should be, in my opinion. Big shame. But then, Copenhagen equalise. 83rd minutes from Lirager. I think United crumbled. When Wan-Bissaka, I think did the corner come in from Wan-Bissaka playing off of Onana? I think it's that. I'm not sure if it's the winning goal. It might actually be the winning goal. Either way, the back four for United today crumbled. Obviously, Johnny Evans went off injured early in the game. Harry Maguire was a bit of a mess, and Wan-Bissaka had a really, really good game up to the moment where he gives the ball away very, very cheap. And then we've got to talk about, well, we were all saying on the club Rooney, but, you know, is it Rooney? Rooney Badri, who smashes it into the top corner. I was electric. I was loving life. It was hilarious that United couldn't see off a winning position for 23, 24 minutes in a game, where I think they've got to show resilience. They've got to show the quality that they've got. The reality is there's 100 million quid, you know, there's hundreds of millions of pounds on the pitch, and they couldn't get over the line. The back five for United, including the keeper, costs over 250 million quid. Garnacho, Højlund, Fernandes, all big, you know, big money, at least big value players. I don't think any of them showed leadership today. I think McTominay's the one. He bombed forward a little bit. Wan-Bissaka had a good game defensively. He's the one player that if I could pick one player from United to play in a team with 10 men, it'd actually be Wan-Bissaka for last-ditch challenges. Very, very good in that regard. But United have crumbled, and they are a side that crumble under pressure. They're a side that, when their heads go down, they get really down. Conceding 4 to Copenhagen, it's really poor. I think even if you draw the game, maybe it's frustrating to equalise last minute, but to lose the game is really, really soft. They're a soft side, United. That is just the reality. Bottom of the group, Bayern Munich are going to cruise it. Bayern Munich are going to win at Old Trafford. So it's United to win at Galatasaray, and hope that Galatasaray don't win in that final group game against Copenhagen. I think it is. Well, obviously it is. And just see if they can get lucky in that way. But I think Champions League winning hopes were never started. And they won't be started for many, many years at Man United. But even getting out of the group, getting out of the Champions League group for Man United now, even being back in the Champions League next season, looks like a very, very far-winded idea. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you very, very soon.